So many people think opportunity is something you wait for, something that shows up if you're lucky enough, connected enough, or chosen. But here's the truth I want to ground you in today. Opportunity can be created through the skill of your hands. You are not empty handed. You are not starting from nothing. There is something you can do, something you know, something you've practiced, something that comes naturally to you. And that gift exists because somewhere, someone needs it. Your skill is not random. It solves a problem. It brings relief. It creates value. And when you understand that your gift is needed by somebody, everything begins to change. You stop seeing your ability as just something you're good at, and you begin to see it as something that can solve others in real, tangible ways. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Leavona. Welcome to the Leavona Show. I have been creating and building successful businesses for over 25 years, and I'm here to help you win. If you would like to learn from me, hit that subscribe button now so you can find me later when you need me. Now, here's where clarity becomes critical, because not every skill automatically becomes a business. A gift must meet demand. If your skill is truly needed in the marketplace, if people are actively searching for it, asking for it, struggling without it, then yes, you can get paid to do it. Payment is simply evidence of demand, but there must be demand. You don't force a market to want what it doesn't need. You listen, you observe, you pay attention, you ask, what does this help? What problem does it solve? And are people willing to exchange money to have that problem solved? This is not about ego. It's about alignment. When your skill meets a real need, you're no longer guessing. You're responding. And that's when opportunity becomes practical instead of theoretical. But here's the part many gifted people miss. And this is where frustration often lives. Even when there is demand, skill alone does not create a business. Where demand intersects with the skill of your hands, you must also possess business skills to turn it into something sustainable. Your craft and business are two different disciplines. Being good at what you do does not automatically mean you know how to price it, position it, protect it, market it, systemize it, or scale it. That's why so many talented people struggle, not because their gifts lack value, but because they never learned how to store it in a business environment. Business skills are not betrayal of your gift. They are a protection of it. They allow your skill to serve others without burning you out. They allow you to get paid without guilt. They allow your work to grow without chaos. When skill, demand, and business skills come together, opportunity is no longer accidental. It becomes intentional. And that is the shift I want you to realize. Your hands carry value. The market reveals demands. Business becomes creative structure. Don't just have a path. This is here. I have to leave. This is a thought I want to leave with you. Opportunity is something you wait for. It's something you build when you store the skill in your hands with wisdom, humility, and discipline. Okay, guys? All right. How are you guys doing tonight? How was your day? I hope it was good. Some days, as I say, comme ci, comme ça. Coffee or tea. You make your choices, right? All right. So the gist of the program tonight starts off by telling you that we need skills. have to have skills in the hands. With the skill in the hand, knowing how we have been blessed with this specific something, now we take it to the next level and we try to see if we can start a business with it. We have this burning desire. However, we've begun to teach you now to sharpen up everything, bring more structure to it. And we're telling you that, look, it's not just going to be formed or formatted because you have the gift. Now we have to go a little extra mile. All right. So tonight, the conclusion of everything, right? The takeaway is that you have to have the skill. The marketplace has to have the demand for the skill that you have. And then you have to attach business skills to that. Okay? So I hope this was something that you can use, something that you felt was, related to your situation. And I want to say that if you found it to be innovative and, creative and whatever, however it impacted you, I just ask you that you would take a moment and give us a like and subscribe to the channel. Okay? Thank you for making the choice to become our family. Okay. All right, guys. At this time, we will move into the next section of the show. It's called the why factor. I believe it's important for us to remind ourselves why we do business. Let's be honest here. Things can get really hard at times for us entrepreneurs. There are times when we can downright question everything and really doubt ourselves and our mission. That is why we need to recall why we went into business in the first place. Doing this keeps us grounded and is an energy booster as well. All right, so what I want to do is to have you be reactive. I don't want you to be passive. I want you to be involved in your business affairs, in the creation of what you're doing, right? Because if you are, if you're a speaker who does public speaking, sometimes we get up in front of an audience. Yeah. Some of them got free tickets and some of them paid. The ones who paid are, they're waiting and they're excited and they want to hear what you're going to come with. But then you have the others who are just there. They're half asleep. So what do we have to do as speakers? We got to wake them up. And so you're going to have to stand in front of a mic and a camera one day, and you're going to have to make sure that you keep your audience awake because you don't want them to fall asleep on the couch. You know how sometimes we watch a movie and we fall asleep and then we wake up and say, oh, crap, what happened? I missed over half of it, and I have to start all over again. So the why factor makes us think, what are the reasons why? Why did we do this? Why are we still running in this game? Why haven't we left? We see everybody passing us and we're not doing as good, but we still keep going. We go because somewhere along the line, we remembered that we had a burning desire for freedom. And freedom, as we said in one of our videos, and you really have to start going back because the material is going to get a little juicier and you want to have a reference point. We said that, freedom is not just about wanting to escape, but it's about building a foundation upon which you build. And so we have freedom, and I want you to be interactive with me. And if freedom is your first one, whatever the first one is, I want you to say freedom. We're going in. We are going in. If you're coming in new, we are using and we're saying freedom because we've been rocking this thing now for 3 years. We've been rocking it for 5, for 6, whatever your time is, right? So let's just be interactive and let's say together that freedom is one of the reasons why we get up every morning, because when we have freedom, like for instance today, we have a logistics business. And this morning, because it was so cold again. Every single day is cold. We decided, well, look, we're not going to start at 1. We're not going to start at 3. We're going to start at 6 o'clock, maybe 7 o'clock, because we have the prerogative to do that. All right? So, freedom. The next one for me is the gift. And I think this has to be for all of us. Most of us started with a gift. Some of us got an inheritance, but most of us start with a gift in our hands. Right? And so we are very thankful to God that he gave us this gift. He gave us the pull and the yearning to do something to make the market better. We're sick and tired of mediocre people running businesses, doing house cleaning, doing car washing, doing painting, whatever it is, just don't care. Just care about the money, robbing old people. All right. And the old people know that they didn't get a good deal, but they're afraid. They're afraid that they're going to yell at them and holler at them and this kind of stuff. And you want to bring something where you come and you serve them with love and make them feel like they are decent human beings. Right? So that's the second one, the gift in the hand. All right. So I am proud of you. You're here. All right, don't fall asleep yet. We got a long way to go tonight. The program is it's gonna make you feel that this was a good one. It was worth the while. All right, so stay with me to the end. Okay, so the third thing that we want to talk about is our beloved customers. Our customers are people. They are the most important thing to us when we're doing business. If we do not have customers, we have nothing. And the vision that is coming to me is about going up. One time I was upstate. We were going to buy a house up there and everything was going okay, but that's a story for another day. And then, the recession came, or I think COVID came. And so, I went up one time. My husband's mother took us out to this diner, and people were lining up. And they were lining up because whatever they were serving, the food was good. The quality was good. And so you want to always be one of those people where people are flocking your place because you do good service. You cook good food. You serve well. The place is clean and everything is just good. It's a beautiful 5-star experience when you walk out of there. All right? So if that is your third, then we can move on. All right? Just remember, every single time, join me over here and let's go through these, the why reasons, because it helps us to be encouraged when we're low and we're down and the fuel is low and our energy is low and our drive to continue to push, because like I said, business is not easy. And sometimes we get our balloon deflates. All right. So let's hold on to our anchor and to our fuel and keep pushing. Okay. And not only that, but when we do it together as a team, we feed off of each other. You might come to this show and you might not be feeling the greatest. You flop yourself in your chair and you said, man, I tell you, today was nasty. I don't even know why I do this. But as you talk with me and we talk with each other, we feed off of each other. All right? Okay. So, life. Do you think that life is precious, guys? If you think that life is precious, I want you to print or write in the comment, precious life. In this section of the show, we do our best. We do our best to, incorporate into the program, right? And to bring it back to the takeaway for the day. All right? So life is precious and we want to cherish it. We do our best to just reflect on how precious it is, the connections we have to our spouses, our children, even our parents, our cats and dogs. We always need to think and to remember, right, to keep our families protected as we build our businesses. It was for our family, like I said last night. We went in for them, and we cannot allow anything to take us off track of keeping our families guarded, protected, loved, right? That beautiful unit that you have, your husband and you, the children, the cat, the dog, and you must remember mommy and daddy because they're old and they need you. Do not forget them. Always try to make phone calls and keep them going. They love to hear our voices when we make the phone calls. Okay? So life is precious. You said that you believe that it is. And so we're going to move on to the other section of the show that deals with selling. Selling with integrity and honor. And just as important as it is for us to have good clients, wonderful clients that we love, customers, people, we believe that selling is the most important business skill there is. Now, people have their opinions, right? Every mentor has their own beliefs. But knowing that I am a seller, it's one of my strongest skills, and I have watched the terrain for years and studied it, I seriously believe that selling is the most important business skill that we can harness, we can build up, we can possess. Because I always allude to the fact that if you can sell, then the marketing comes as a follow-up. It's like going to a restaurant and deciding, well, look, let me see what they have for appetizers. And you choose from, the best things. But the main course always has to come. And even as you eat the appetizers, you have to make room for the main course. I believe that selling is like a main course. Because when you know how to sell, when you do your ads and you put them out there, if you do not know how to close when those customers come a calling or a knocking, they will just come. Sometimes they come in droves. I remember when my husband and I had this small boutique, a clothing store. Sometimes they would come, one person trickle in, and then suddenly word got around and they're coming in droves at the lunch break. But if I did not know how to sell, then what would have happened there, as my son used to say, well, Ma, what had happened was, what would happen would be that they come in and they walk around the whole store. And you don't know how to engage. You don't know how to sell. And they came in saying, I'm not going to spend more than $60 today. And they walk right out of your store with that $60 because you don't know how to sell. But here it is, you spent weeks and almost a month walking the different neighborhoods around your store and putting out flyers, hoping that they would come. Here it is, you spent some money and you put an ad out and the phones rang, but your girls don't know how to sell. And they just ask a question. The customer asks a question, they answer, no flashy nothing, no 5-star thing. People have nothing to remember your store by, and they move on with their lives because they always have Macy's. They always have JCPenney. They always have all the other Coors and all these other places. and they just left you in the dust. So I believe that selling is one of the most important things that you can have as a weapon when you are looking to become an entrepreneur, when you're actually an entrepreneur. Sometimes there are contracts that are very, very big, and you have to be able to know how to close those. You don't want to leave anything on the table. It depends on where your business is. So we always have to sell with integrity because we want people to leave with the 5-star experience so that they can refer other business owners to them. Because let me tell you, business owners, we always have connections with each other. And if I'm doing good, I'm going to ask Joan, if she would like to use my guy. Or Joan might say, Leah, I notice you're doing XYZ. What is causing you to be so successful in that area? And we want to help. When you guys come into the program and you're in the community, I advise you not to hold back. Some things are proprietary and you do not want to disclose everything. But if you ever have a question as to what you can share and what you want to hold dear, you can talk to me about that. But, you have to be able to sell with integrity and sell with honesty and have your honor. You do not want to steal from anybody just so you can get a sale. All right, guys? So selling with integrity and honor is one of the things that we talk about on the show. And I would like for you guys, if you have started and if you are already doing it, I would like for you to start trying to angle honesty and integrity into your sales pitch, because once they know that you're honest, they will always keep coming back. And they do refer. They refer a lot when they're pleased with you. Okay? Okay. So how are we doing so far? Is everybody here? Or did you fall asleep on me? No falling asleep now. Come on. Lift those shoulders and let's rock this thing together. I thought I was doing so well that you were enjoying me. I didn't know you're slumping in your chair getting all bored. Don't be bored, man. Let's do this, all right? So, the mentally fit entrepreneur. What is that? For those of you joining us for the first time today, we believe on this show, in this program here, that it is important to have a nice, balanced, round program that when you launch out, there are certain things that have to be in place. We're coming down the line and we're telling you, well, okay, you have to try to do this, you do that. You can put it in whatever order you want. But we always tell you that the mentally fit entrepreneur is somebody who will build their business without selling out. If you look around you in the world today, every Tom, Dick, and Harry selling out. It's all about the money. There is no integrity anymore. There's no honesty anymore. People doing whatever they want just to get the buck. They watch their neighbor and they see that, Charlie over here has 1 million subscribers, but I've been out here longer than Charlie and I only have 300. How is that? As you guys know, my husband is my producer, and he just gave me a little something that he wants me to incorporate for you guys. Don't sell out. Things that mess our minds up. Sell out. When we sell out. When we overwork, right? When we are stressed, when we are under pressure, for deadlines, and when we become impatient. All right? Now, these things can cause us, right? We mess up. We, as human beings, we mess up all the time. But one of the things that we have to try not to do is that we don't want to sell out. We don't want to do what the Joneses are doing. We have something that was placed in us by our parents and by God, and we want to follow that blueprint and try our best to give honest work and get honest pay. We do not want to overwork ourselves. When we start the business first, yes, we have to push a little more. But guys, we have to slow it down, especially if we're older. And if we're younger, we might want to learn from the people who have gone ahead of you and who did the same thing. Oh, I'm 25 now. I got the energy and I feel like a bull. I can rock it. But you have to preserve it. There's that story that I told in one of my my videos about the two men, an older gentleman and a young teeny buck. And they had to fell trees. And the younger guy got in there, got his equipment together, and he took off with a trot. He was just cutting and cutting and cutting. What did the old man do? The old man was once him. Because we all start somewhere, but we get wiser with time. And what the old man did was he went out, he cut a certain amount, he went back under the shade, he sat down, he drank some water, he sharpened his axe, he relaxed, and then he went back into the field. And at the end of the day, the moral of the story is that he felled more trees than the young teeny bopper. And why did he do that? It's because the guy did not stop to rest. He did not stop to drink water. He did not stop to feel the breeze blow over him and take the sweat off of him. And he never sharpened his axe. And so when he was going crazy, running with all his energy, the old man knew he did not have as much as him, and he preserved what he had. And so, for the sake of our health, we want to preserve and not overwork. At the start, I would say to you, I have always worked harder at the start. But if we come and this business starts to build momentum and it starts to take off, you have to know when to ease and press. Health is very important. And I wish that my mom was alive to teach me the things that I know now. But I'm here and I'm teaching you what I know, what I didn't have the opportunity to learn from my mom because she died when we were young. You have to work to get the business off the ground. And then you have to tell yourself, for longevity's sake, and for the sake of the fact that we want to leave a legacy, we have to even out our strokes and not put it all in our 25th year, our 26th, 27th, 30th year. And then by the time we get into our older years, we don't have the energy anymore. We did not rest. We did not, give ourselves a break. All right? Stress, pressure, you have deadlines. All these things can cause you to derail. And what happens is that when we start getting stressed out and we have pressure and all this stuff and we're not sleeping, we start to yap at our employees, and we start to snap at the children, snap at our husbands, our wives, right? Pressure is a very, very potent thing. It just messes up our world and our lives. And if you have good, faithful employees, you do not want them to start looking elsewhere because you weren't like this when they started. What got up her butt? She's nasty. Sometimes they'll have mercy on you and they'll pray for you and they'll work it out and wait for you to get better. But a lot of them will just walk. They'll go look for better work. Because nobody's supposed to be ill-treated by us in the workplace. Okay? Okay. So don't sacrifice your family. Don't lose your mind. Don't lose your health. Keep your family unit together, because all these things here that I just talked about, these things can mess your mind up, okay? Don't sell out. Don't overwork. Don't stress yourself. Don't allow people to put pressure on you. They want a contract and then they come at the last minute telling you about how they want the house to be clean. These new construction houses, they want it clean because they want to go in for Christmas. And they're giving you this in the first of the month. You're coming in and you're just assuming that my schedule is open. It's not, and because it's a big contract, you want to take it. And I would take it too. But you have to guard everything. All right, guys? So the mentally fit entrepreneur will always look at not selling out, not overworking, not stressing, not allowing pressure to make you cave and fall over, and not impatient. You have to guard your health, and you have to watch your mind, and you have to make sure that you take care of all your organs. If you're a person who has to take medications, please take them. Okay? For the sake of your family. It's all about them. At the end of the day, it's all about them. That's why we get up every morning and we go to work and we try. And if the children have left, it's all about you and your husband now. Okay, guys? All right, so moving along, questions and comments. I see we've begun to get some comments. I ask you to be very respectful of our community. No cussing allowed, no swearing, and no hatred. Okay? I've never portrayed hatred to any of you, and I've always been kind. And I'm asking you to respect our community and our program. All right? Ask the questions, and I'll do my best to answer them either at the end of the show or at the start of the next one. All right? I want to also thank you that we started to put the shorts out, and you guys are gobbling them up, and I'm very encouraged. My family, I have said to you before, I know yous are coming, and my arms are open and my heart is full of love for you. I am patiently waiting on my precious Father. He has told me you're coming, and I'm waiting. All right? Thank you for watching the show. Thank you for giving likes. Thank you for making comments and going back and binging and all of that. I think it would be worth your while. All right? So, reminder, the program starts at 8 p.m. and we do it Monday through Friday because we're still building out. And because we have the other business, we wished we could move faster to get everything settled and relax ourselves. But unfortunately, right, it's not happening that way. But we give God time. We give him, he's the person who brings the increase after we work. So those are lots of things I have to teach you about. We can work and everything, but God, we have to trust him that he brings the increase. So Eastern Standard Time is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, and then we go down for the weekend. I also want to remind you that you keep it at the back of your mind and not forget, somewhere about February, March, we're going to start doing some free training. Right? It's going to be called, it has aired already, but on live training, but We're gonna be doing it again. I think in February. I think after Christmas, we all wanna take a little chill pill so we can start running again. Cause from February into April, we now going for Easter, and they just go wop wop one after the other, and every single holiday, every single time there is a holiday, as entrepreneurs, we always have to have something that we can offer to our clients. All right. So it will be called the Exceptional Sellers Mindset. That's the one that we're going to be pushing somewhere in February or January. All right. So, my dear family, I hope that you enjoyed the program tonight. And I want to thank you again for spending the entire time. For those of you who stayed to the end, just put Leah here, stay to the end. I had a guy who used to do that, because it's all about, what the channels do. But I want to thank you guys for everything you're doing, because you're coming home from work and you're having to pause dinner, maybe, or maybe even pause the preparation of dinner to stay with me, to hang with me. And I appreciate you. I want to wish you a wonderful, restful, peaceful night. And tomorrow we'll meet each other again. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow, I think it's Wednesday, right? Tomorrow is Wednesday. By the grace of God, we'll see each other here again. All right? Now, be here or be square. God bless you. Love you, my family. Have a good night.